All right, guys. Yeah, so I know you've probably been waiting. I mean, we've waited. We were going to do it last weekend, but just things got in the way. Um, Obviously, spoilers. I think it's been over a week now. So if you haven't seen the movie, I mean, come on, what are you doing? We're going to talk about Avengers: Infinity War because Kevin and I thought we were going to be on the same playing field, and this was like when you say Doctor Strange is the worst movie in the MCU.
I didn't think it's the worst. It's the third worst.
Okay, well, that still blew my dick off. But yeah, guys, so we'll just jump right into Avengers: Infinity War review from Wicked Hot. Never done this. Minisode, bonus episode, whatever have you. Get into it.
I am Iron Man.
We do this all day.
I am Thor, son of Odin.
And Hulk. Smash.
Dormammu, I come to bargain.
The Black Panther has been a protector of Wakanda for generations. The mantle passed from warrior to warrior.
Whoa, you're the Avengers!
Hey, you know what? There's another name you might know me by.
Star-Lord.
Who?
Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw.
So we're gonna do this like a little bit like of a timeline review. So we'll go from like the way the movie opens to the very end credits. And don't worry, it's not gonna take like 2.5 hours. But I'm just gonna say right off the bat, like the opening of this movie, not to get in with this week's episode also of the normal Wicked Hot, which you should also check out on iTunes. Just saying, plug in the show on our show. But the opening scene is amazing. Aside from the fact that I didn't get my Marvel theme, because I was very much looking forward to it in like Dolby Atmos surround sound, and I didn't get it. Instead, I got like a transmission saying that Asgard is all kinds of fucked up. And then we opened from like the end credit scene of Thor Ragnarok, where Thanos has basically pulled up next to their ship, fucking killed everybody.
I was surprised at how many people he killed.
He killed all of them.
There's just bodies and bodies and bodies in the
again.
space.
Open up with the villains. They know how to do this.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal. We get Thanos immediately. We get the Black Order, which was also fantastic.
It was great.
And then we get Thor and Loki. And I mean, Kevin, thoughts on like the first scene? Like the first scene is just so good.
By
the way, and the music too of this movie was the first time I actually noticed how good the music was in a Marvel movie. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I started to notice it with Thor Ragnarok. I thought that had really good music. This was on point with Ragnarok. It had really good music, really good score. The opening scene, where you're thinking that Loki, as he always fucking does, goes back to being evil. Like he's legitimately trying to save. Yeah. Like it was, and then we'll get into it. Like he kills Loki like immediately.
Yeah.
And Loki is my fiance's favorite character. So when that happened, I'm sitting next to her in the theater. I'm like, oh shit. We might walk out of this movie.
That's what I thought when it happened, because it literally happens within the first fucking 10 minutes, honestly.
Right.
The first 10 minutes, Hulk fights him. Oh, by the way, Heimdall gets killed.
Yeah.
That one. Heimdall gets fucking killed by Thanos. Hulk gets bifrosted the fuck out. And we have Thor's best friend getting killed, Thor's brother getting killed. And when he like broke his neck, I was like, okay, but he's not dead, right? And then it continued to progress. And then Thanos just used the Power Stone and just destroyed everything. And I was like, oh shit, this fucker's dead.
Yeah, that's honestly what I was thinking. I was like, okay, Loki's playing. He always does this. That's pure Loki. And then he blows it up, and I'm like, oh shit, he is gone. Like there is no Loki anymore.
Yeah. So it starts off super dark, and then we get to one of the parts that I know was necessary to have, but I hated it, was that we had to have Gwyneth Paltrow in this movie.
Fuck her. They're throwing her in movies, so they use up her movie amount contract.
Yeah, totally.
It's like 100%. She's got to be in 4 more movies. Let's throw her in Infinity War for a scene. I don't know if you remember this, but in one of the Iron Man, she turns into like a superhero too. So where the fuck is she at? during this movie. She's a superhero too.
The Mandarin turns her into a
superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's some fucking issues I got right there.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. I agree 100%.
She's not pulling her weight.
Nope, she's not. Yeah, so that kind of sucks, but then we get like the intro with your favorite character of all time in the MCU, Doctor Strange, and Iron Man and Hulk, and it was all so awesome because he's just like, dude, where the fuck you've been gone? You're alive? Like, holy shit. And then Doctor Strange is kind of like just trying to get into it. Doctor Strange in this movie, him and I knew it, him and fucking Tony Stark, because they're both like rich assholes that think they're always fucking right. And
I liked how they clashed.
Yeah, that I loved.
As much as I dislike Doctor Strange the movie, I really like Doctor Strange the character in this movie.
Okay. Wait, so you didn't like him in Doctor Strange the movie?
I just didn't like the movie. It's hard to get past how bad the movie was, in my opinion.
Okay. So yeah, I was honestly surprised with this part of the movie because we had like that hilarious shit, and then immediately the bad guys come into the picture again, and we get like nonstop action from then on.
I
honestly.
know that. Yeah, as soon as that,
I was surprised
scene,
how quickly that escalated.
Yeah, I knew it was going to go fast because there's so much story to tell, but the fact that we go from Loki and Idris Elba's character, I don't even remember, dying, and then we go immediately to a different scene where there's more villains like fighting more heroes. It's like, damn, I need a break from the first scene. I need to process Loki dying.
Seriously. No, they seriously were just like, fuck off Loki. We're getting into the real meat of this. And then we have Ebony Maw and Obsidian Cole, or Cole Obsidian, I forget how it is, but their fight scene between Iron Man and Doctor Strange and Wong, and fucking Spider-Man shows up. Like, holy shit.
I love seeing everybody together. And then Spider-Man showing up. It was great. And then you have the comic relief of Mark Ruffalo not being able to turn into the Hulk, and Doctor Strange just like exiling him from the fight.
Yeah. It's so good. So yeah, we get to that, then we get to like Peter Parker's consistently just saying like pop culture references. I mean, I loved every second of this movie. There's like not one part, I mean, I guess aside from the Gwyneth Paltrow stuff, that I wasn't like, man, this movie isn't awesome. And then let's just talk about Thanos for a second.
Okay.
Because there's some stuff that happened like with the Guardians of the Galaxy, but Thanos himself is probably one of the most complex, like major villains that is not like, it's hard to make a bad alien boss in like barely any of the movies. He's just like bad, like, I'm Thanos, the Mad Titan.
Yeah.
Into what they made him in this movie. He
had like a lot of depth in this movie, which I was not expecting.
Neither was I.
It's good.
No, I was gonna say, you like legitimately feel for him in a sick way.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we were talking about when we talked about Black Panther with Killmonger. He was legitimately doing what he believed was right. I think Thanos is the same way. It is a fucked up viewpoint, but again, he has that same conflict inside of him. Not necessarily conflict, but he has that same thought process that he's trying to do what he think is right. That involves killing half the universe, but still.
Right. Yeah, and it's weird how he like justifies, like, first of all, I loved the scene with baby Gamora and Thanos.
Yeah.
Where they're just it honestly reminds me of like Nazi occupation. Like it was like half of people get rounded up and half of people live, and you don't know, because they say like stand on a side. One side's one side and the other side's the other side, but you don't know what your fate is. And then
exactly,
the main general guy just kind of like gets enthralled, which is obviously Thanos with Gamora, and he's just like, all right, you're my kid now.
Yeah.
Which is
And I thought it showed a little bit of his softer side when he's kind of shielding her from everybody dying by, showing her the knife and distracting her while everyone's getting killed, or half of everyone's getting killed.
Right.
It did show a little bit of some depth to Thanos, which I didn't think they would be able to do.
Yeah. The fact that he he's definitely in like conqueror phase, and then she just kind of stumbles upon him.
Yeah.
And I don't know like why he thought, because it's not like she did anything that was like edgy or crazy. Like she punched a soldier or something, or like kicked. Like she just kind of was like, "Where's my mom?" And then he's just like, "Oh, this is a cute little girl. I like her, and she's gonna be basically my daughter now."
Yeah.
Because he's like trying to educate a youth into like why, like when he's explaining with the knife, everything needs to be balanced.
Yeah.
And it had some real fucking depth to it. I loved it. I loved that scene. I loved the whole Gamora Thanos relationship was fire. So good.
Yeah. And then we have the next scene after that where they go to the Collector. The Guardians go to the Collector.
Yes.
And that's kind of where my disappointment started. Not in like a crazy way, but I was hoping the Collector had a really big part in this whole thing. And it turns out the Collector's just already fucking dead. Like,
yeah.
That was kind of a bummer for me, because I was expecting him to have a big part in this.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he just kind of gets schooled. Well, first of all, we see him getting schooled, and then we see that was just an alternate.
Yeah, and I think that confirms that the Reality Stone works different in the MCU than it does in the comics.
Right. Like he literally bends reality.
Yeah, he makes you see whatever he wants you to see, but in the comics, isn't it like whatever you want, you can
he's
have?
Like, yeah, exactly. And he essentially, it's basically like alternate reality, because he turns like Drax into like building blocks.
Yeah, and Mantis into ribbon.
Yeah, that shit was so funny.
Yeah.
And then obviously the bubbles and all that. But I don't know how you could be disappointed, because like the emotional, like fucking chemistry and everyone between like her killing him and like being like distraught over it.
Yeah.
And then him just being like, I knew you always had a soft spot for me. And also I love when the Collector's waving. Like he's like, bye. And he goes to what's really happening, which is nowhere is burnt the fuck up.
Yeah. I thought it was hilarious when Gamora comes out, stabs him in the heart, and he dies. And Star-Lord just goes like, that's it? That was really easy.
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, all right, roll credits. I guess movie's over.
Seriously.
But yeah, the twist right there was great.
Yeah, the twist right there was great. The whole thing where like Gamora's like said, you promised to kill, and he actually goes to kill her, and Thanos doesn't let him kill her, which is great. And I like what he's like, I like you. Like you're willing to, that's the whole thing. He always respects someone that's willing to be above themselves and do the sacrifice and do what needs to be done.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't,
that's like his whole being.
Yeah, he doesn't have any hard feelings towards anybody, even when later in the movie when they're fighting him, like he respects how good they're doing, like how well they're working as a team, even though they're fighting, trying to kill him, like he still respects that.
Right. Which is so great. That's what made him so great, because it wasn't about him being evil and wanting to destroy the Avengers. It was about him fulfilling his purpose and taking down anyone that got in his way.
Yeah, exactly.
Because at the end of Age of Ultron, we get like the impression that Thanos has been watching the Avengers. He's like, all right, I'm just going to go kill them.
That's kind of what they make it seem like.
And it's not like that at all. Because in this Thanos, which funny enough is still Josh Brolin, like he's just, I have been looking for the Infinity Stones, and now it's time for me. Unless maybe he saw all these heroes and he's like, now like things are getting ridiculously out of hand where I need to really, it's getting too unbalanced. Like there's now people that could do more.
In his mind, I could see how that would happen.
Right.
With all these heroes coming out of the woodworks.
Right. Because I mean, if you think about it, if he like somehow like, I mean, he obviously let Loki go attack Earth, maybe to like wipe out people to kind of bring it into balance again.
Yeah, I think that was like his first attempt to kind of do it, and then he realized like, fuck, I need something more powerful, and that's where the gauntlet comes in.
Right. Yeah. And they did not relent on the power of Thanos, one, and the power of that fucking gauntlet with those damn stones.
Yeah, that was something that I thought was crazy, because I didn't think that they would go the as powerful route as they do in the comics, but it's pretty much how it is in the comics. Like, it's as powerful, like literally snap of a finger, like the Power Stone just annihilates everything.
Right.
Or just him imagining something, the Reality Stone changes reality. Like, it's fucking crazy how it works.
No, I agree. And also, I'm glad we got explanation of what happened to Red Skull. That was like one of my most happiest moments.
That blew my dick off. Yeah. Because at first I didn't realize who it was, and then I could see that it looked like a skull to me. And then I could see that it was red. I was like, oh shit, Red Skull. Oh fuck yeah. And Kathy even turned to me and she's like, who was that? And I was like, it's Red Skull in the movie, and I hate people that talk in movies.
That's perfect. Yeah, so we get that. That's amazing. The whole him crying and actually fucking killing Gamora, another death before the whole end scene.
Yeah, before anything, yeah.
And she's dead. Then we get like a lot of fighting where they introduce Captain America and all the other heroes again.
Yeah, that's kind of when Thor meets the Guardians.
Right. Which again, it's like there's so much to talk about.
I love how they kept Thor's humor from the Ragnarok.
Yes.
Because he talks about when he first meets the Guardians, first of all, he calls Rocket Rabbit constantly. And he has no idea what that means. But they keep Thor's humor where he's in like this really chipper mood, and he's like, well, half my people were just destroyed. They killed my brother and my best friend. And he's just like nonchalant about it. And everyone's like, what the fuck? And then you got Star-Lord trying to like deepen his voice to sound like,
so good.
And then you have Drax being like, he's fawning over Thor. Yeah. He's like, he looks like an angel.
a pirate angel. That's what he says. A pirate angel because of the eye patch.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite interaction is Thor and Guardians, because it brings my two favorite things together.
Seriously, yeah. All that interaction was great. The Peter Dinklage cameo was awesome.
That was great.
There's just so many good parts of this movie. I mean, do you have any? I know. Let's get into like the issues. Because we know the movie's great. I think it's still great. Kevin thinks there's some issues. So Kevin, I explain to the masses.
Okay. Let me first start off by saying I really like the movie a lot. I really like it a lot. I had some issues with the ending, but as I'm thinking about it, I kind of know why they did it. So at one point you see Doctor Strange, Peter Parker, Iron Man, I think some others.
All the Guardians.
Yeah. They're all there, and Doctor Strange is going through his 14,605 options of how they beat Thanos, and there's only one. And he just gives up the time stone. And then that's kind of where it goes south for me. It's like he wins. Thanos wins, which I'm not opposed to. But the fact that they killed off people that I know have movies coming up.
All right. I'm gonna change this.
That annoys me.
So I don't know if you noticed, but everyone that died was not an original Avenger.
I did notice that.
Okay. So I'm kind of liking the whole circle back to save the rest of the Avengers. The original Avengers had to re-team up, find their mojo, if you will, and defeat a higher power, which is exactly what they are in the first place. Why they're assembled in the first place is to do that.
Right.
So I'm sure other characters are going to come in to play somehow, because obviously Blade, yeah. Okay, first of all of Thanos' minions are dead. He's going to hire vampires at this point, which will get us that Blade cameo.
I'm fucking waiting for Blade in not Infinity War, but Avengers 4.
Yeah. So, clearly, like we know, like Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel is gonna be in the next Avengers for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we got that fucking hilarious end credit scene with Sam Jackson.
Right.
So yeah, I'm it's just because they wanted to bring it full circle, and I'm really, really looking forward to. I just the fact that they were edgy enough to be like, we are going to end this like badly. Like, we're gonna make sure that Thanos wins. He does everything that he says he was gonna do, but at the end of the day, you know that they're coming back. I mean, that it wasn't like they were trying to like fake you out, be like, oh, they're all dead.
I know they weren't trying to fake me out, but if they had killed off Captain America, Tony Stark, a couple of the Guardians, like maybe not Peter Quill, but maybe like Rocket, if they had killed off some of those, I would have been like, okay, this is believable. But the fact that I know going into I keep wanting to say Infinity Wars, Avengers 4, somehow that's all going to be reversed. I really hope they don't go the comic book route with this, how it ends with Nebula basically reversing everything and then it just never happened.
Right.
I hope they don't go that route, but they have left it open for that because Nebula is still alive.
She is still alive, and she's so fucking badass. I love how Thanos says she came here to kill me, and she almost succeeded. Like, she's always like very, and even when she fights Thanos, like it's legit.
Yeah,
like she's a fucking killer.
She definitely has some hate in her heart. I'm wondering if they're gonna go with Avengers 4, where they resolve that issue really quickly, and Nebula is just like the villain of that movie, because that's how it works in the comic books.
Oh, like Nebula takes the Infinity Gauntlet?
Yeah, she takes the Infinity Gauntlet, reverses everything Thanos did, and then keeps the Infinity Gauntlet, and they have to fight her. And that's when Adam Warlock comes in, and that's how he gets the gauntlet.
I actually like that, though.
I just don't like the idea.
I want to do half. I want to do half the movie.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of it just being snap of the finger, undone type thing. It was a dream. That's like
it's the stupid trope. Yeah. I don't know. They definitely got to do it in a way that doesn't feel tropey, and I feel like at this point the Russo brothers can do it.
Yeah, I have faith after seeing this.
Also, can I just point out one more thing with the Time Stone? When Scarlet, I like legitimately forgot he had it because Scarlet Witch destroys the Infinity Stone. I'm like, oh shit! So they stopped him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, damn, wow. I was not expecting.
He does the fucking reverse of time. I was like, oh fuck!
That was a great scene. How he's just like reverse it, and then he's like, yoink, just takes it out of his forehead, and then it's all gray. Like,
okay, takes it is an understatement. He fucking rips his fucking forehead open.
He does, yeah. That was a crazy scene. That was a great scene. I love the Time Stone. The Time Stone is my favorite stone. Anytime that's used, I'm into it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I always thought, why didn't Doctor Strange put him in a mirror dimension?
This is legitimately what I was thinking. So you know how Doctor Strange can do those portals?
Yeah.
Why didn't he do a portal and then they take his hand through it and then close the portal?
And cut off his hand.
Cut off the gauntlet.
True.
Because he does that earlier in the movie to one of the minions.
Because Joss Whedon wasn't directing this movie. Or George Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that to a character.
I think in the intro scene.
Yeah, to like the big troll man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck.
I thought they were going to do that when Spider-Man was pulling off the gauntlet, when they had him in trance or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to do that. But no, they didn't. And then Star-Lord fucks everything up.
Star-Lord does fuck everything up.
Star-Lord's the reason everyone dies.
Yeah, so I think it's fucking crazy that he just fucks everything up for everyone.
Yeah. I do like the end. It's weird because
the music at the end is so fucking good. Alan Silvestri killed it. When we get that scene where he's in like that otherworldly plane And Gamora's like, "Did you do it?" And he's like, "Yeah." I love that whole scene where she's like, "What did it cost?" And he's like, "Everything."
Yeah, and the Russo brothers did confirm that he is inside of the Soul Stone when that happens. So he's talking to Gamora inside of the Soul Stone. Yes.
And that's how he remembered. That's how his favorite memory of her is as the girl.
Yeah. And like everything's orange in the scene. It's an orange Soul Stone. That's
shit.
That's kind of how.
That's awesome. I had no idea about that. Yeah.
It's crazy because like the end scene, like right after that, you kind of see Thanos and he's vulnerable, very vulnerable.
Yeah,
he's limping.
He's like normal again. Like he just it's like he did all his power to do this, and now he's just like, all right, now I'm just
And if you looked at the Infinity Gauntlet, it is pretty much destroyed. The rocks or the minerals or stones they seem like they've been. I don't know. I don't want to say deactivated or like destroyed because
drained maybe.
Yeah, like in the movie, they're all very bright and shiny, and at the end, they don't shine at all. They're just rocks, colored rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, I just love the fact that he said what he was going to do in the beginning of the movie, and he did that at the end.
Yeah,
but it almost seems like he was like mountain man, like sigh of relief, like great outdoors now.
Yeah, he's going to live the rest of his days in Japan in a hut now, apparently.
Yeah. It was interesting. But yeah, the way the movie ends, the score, the way the credits just pop up, and it's like no hope, no animated credit scene. It's just black.
That was very ominous. The fact that there's no animation, it's just black and white. Very somber music.
So good though.
Very good.
And then we also have at the end it says Thanos will return. Where usually at the end it'll say Avengers will return, Thor will return, or whatever. It says Thanos will return, which is and I'll say it again, it's a Thanos movie, plain and simple.
It is.
Avengers Infinity War is a Thanos movie.
Yeah,
it was a Thanos movie we didn't know we wanted, but now we need.
Yes. And then we get the end credits scene where I didn't realize the symbol. I should have known because I know Captain Marvel's coming up, but Nick Fury, as he's turning to dust, uses
motherfucker.
Uses the 1996 pager to call Captain Marvel.
Yeah, which was awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to the next line of Marvel movies, and I hope you guys are too. I don't know, Kevin. I mean, final thoughts on the movie.
I'm a big fan of the movie. I didn't like some aspects of it, but all in all, it's like a 8 out of 10 for me.
Whoa! We do these ratings in 6s.
Okay. I would say a 5 out of 6.
So Thanos didn't get the souls, the Mind Stone.
He did not get the Mind Stone.
Okay. Well, guess what? I'm snapping my fucking fingers because he got a 6 out of 6. He got all those Infinity Stones. This is by far my favorite Avengers movie. And honestly, as far as like the seriousness is concerned, it's my favorite Marvel movie. I still have Thor Ragnarok really high up there, but fuck, it was so good. I loved every goddamn minute of this movie.
Yeah, it's definitely... I'm still saying that Thor Ragnarok is better, but this is definitely number 2 in my opinion. Easily one of the best Marvel movies so far.
All right, cool, guys. Well, you heard our review. You heard our theories for the next the next Avengers movie. Let us know what you think. I hope you guys like the movie and probably see it again. I know I'll probably see it again.
I probably will too.
Yeah, because I definitely feel like I need to rewatch and catch things we didn't catch. But if you guys liked this review and for big things, let us know and maybe we'll do more of them. I don't know, but this was a pretty big event, so I feel like we needed to get our thoughts in. So anyway, that's all, guys. We'll check you later.
Bye, everybody.